Hey everybody, welcome back to another Minecraft video, and today what we are going to be talking about is flying machines. Now this is a beginner's guide to flying machines. This doesn't cover all of the stuff, but it covers enough stuff where you can make your own flying machines and understand how they work. So these are the materials you're going to need to build some of the flying machines. You're going to need sticky pistons, slime blocks, of course. You're going to also need redstone blocks, obsidian, or if you're in survival mode, you can use furnaces. You need observers, and flint and steel. So, let me just change the weather to clear. So, let's get started. So, this is the simplest, this is an easy flying machine. This is called the I think it's called the caterpillar. I think, so basically how this works is that I'm going to get my flint and steel right here so I can show you how it works. So, since this redstone block is right here and this piston is being right here, when I update this piston, it'll be bud powered, and when that happens, this redstone block will go here, and then that will bud power this piston, and then I'll just keep doing that. But while that's happening, this piston is also being powered when this is being powered because due to bud mechanics, which is kind of a complicated subject. You can search videos of that on YouTube. So when you do this, as you can see, it goes off into the distance. Now, this is definitely not the only flying machine way. It's not the only way to make a flying machine, but it's a really good start for people who want to understand flying machines. So when you have a flying machine or a small one like this one, you can add things to it and shape it up however you want, like this rocket over here that I made from inspiration of Mumbo Jumbo and his rocket video. This is in the vertical flying machine category. I'll get to that after I do the horizontal ones. But so how this works is that when you want it to push, then you do this. This is a piston. This is a normal piston, by the way, and it's being bud powered. So that's one way of making it move forward. But this one, on the other hand, this is kind of complicated. So this is when you want to pull something. So if you want all of this to move and you want this sticky piston to extend and bring this back one block, then I'm going to show you what I mean. So let me just get a lever right here. So then you do like this, and as you can see, when I did that, this observer detected a block update when it was moved one block, and when that happened, that activated the sticky piston to extend and retract with the block. So yeah, but when it goes the other way, it spits it back out. That's because this right here can only go one way. Like you can't make it go this way. It only goes this way. Just like this one. This one only goes this way and does not go this way. So this is an example of this one right here. So this is a basic caterpillar engine, and it's being pushed, and when this piston is being pushed to here, this redstone block bud powers this piston and makes it push forward, and it keeps doing that since it's attached to this caterpillar engine. So I'm going to try that right here. As you can see, every time it gets moved forward, it pushes this block here. And remember, you always have to have this redstone block here. You can't leave it like this. You always have to have it right here to make it work. So usually when you stop these, you'll usually see it like this. And when you do this, it doesn't work because this redstone is right here. And so you have to update this sticky piston, and that'll spit it out since the pulse is very short, and it will just keep going. So flying machines are kind of complicated, but this is just a beginner's guide. This is not covering, like I said in the beginning of the video, this is not covering all of the flying machine things. So let's move on to this example right here. Oh shoot. So this is another caterpillar engine, but instead of having one of these like push it, this piston is going to pull it, because when this is pushed, this observer's face will notice a block update since it's being pushed one block, and it will update this piston, and it will pull all of this. So let's try it. See? So it's pulling all of this, and yeah, there it is. So I just broke that block instead of putting an obsidian here. And what's the deal with this weather? Anyway, so I just put it back. If you don't have pistons, you can just do that. But if it's while it's moving, it might be kind of hard to do it in survival mode, since you have to be moving with it to break it. So yeah, that's one. So this is an example of both. So this one has a pulling piston and a pushing piston right here, with another caterpillar engine. And there are more engines than just a caterpillar engine. You can check those out on YouTube, on other videos like Cube Hamster. Cube Hamster is a very well-known redstone engineer. He makes lots of these, and you can check him out on YouTube. So this is kind of useful when in a flying machine, when you want something to move a certain. It's kind of hard to say. Like you want it to move a certain distance in a certain like time. So see, when I update one of these pistons, it will push 3 times, because when this piston these are normal pistons, by the way. When this piston is updated, since due to bud mechanics, it will push, and it will push all of these blocks right here, the 3 slime blocks and the 3 redstone blocks, which are connected to the slime blocks, and it also pushes these 2 pistons. Now, when these 2 pistons are pushed, then one of them pushes again, because it's being bud powered and it got an update, and when that pushes, then this one will push as well. So I'll show you. See, as you can see, all of them pushed this way, and it pushed about 1, 2, 3, 4 blocks. No, 1, 2, 3. Yeah, about 4 blocks to forward. So when you have a flying machine and you have like slime blocks like all here, and it's pushing, it will catch all of these pistons, and it will do it again once all of the pistons are aligned, and it gets pushed again. So yeah, that's something to keep in mind, just in case you're like making you want to make a robot with moving legs that lift up, and you want them to move a certain time instead of every block. So this is something to keep in mind right here. When you're doing a slime block flying machine, you have to keep in mind the push limit of pistons, and the push limit also means like the pull limit, I can say. So when you do this is 12. This is the push limit, 12 blocks. But when you put 13, it doesn't push. So that's something to keep in mind when you're making big redstone flying machines, just like this rocket over here. So this one is kind of a big one. Now, this one covers everything. So this one covers all the stuff we've learned in the past couple minutes. Like it covers the push, the pull, and it also covers this one right here. So if you take a good look at it, you can see most of the stuff that's going on here. So you can see a caterpillar engine, and I don't even know why I put these here. I don't know why, unnecessary. Anyway, you see a caterpillar engine, and a part of the caterpillar engine applies to this pushing rule. So right here, when it gets pushed, it pushes all of these, and these observers do these slime blocks. the observer, I already explained it to you guys. Oh shoot. And this, I explained it to you also, so all of these get pushed, but but let's see if this works, because as you can see, there's lots of blocks, and I didn't test this, but this is what you need to test to know if this works or not, because there are lots of blocks that this piston is pushing right here, and when there's too much blocks, like this amount of blocks, it probably won't work. So that's why you have to minimize lots of blocks, because you need to get more pistons if you want to make it bigger and more blocks want to be pushed. So I'll try to fix it here. So we need to count how many blocks this is pushing right now. So it's pushing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So now that it's doing that, it's pushing 10 blocks, and keep in mind it's not pushing these slime blocks because it's not connected to another slime block. It's connected to these pistons, and that's why these observers are gonna detect a block update, making these pistons extend, get the block, and retract. So yeah. So as you can see, if we try this will work. Yeah, see? But what if you want to put one of these in? So then if you want to do that, you have to put 2 pistons right here. You need to put these right here. Slime blocks all around here, because if you put pistons here, it will just extend, and when pistons are extended, they can't be pushed. So let's say if you have something like this, you can't power this piston because this piston is already being extended, so you can't power that when these are extended. So that's why you need to do one more level. So now I put these 3 here, and I put them like this, and now let's see if it works. It's not gonna work because there are too much slime blocks and all of these blocks. So yeah, so this is kind of a hard subject if you just keep trying to make flying machines and try to get them to work, and then try to incorporate all of the little things I taught you that you can put in the slime block machine. And if any of you seen my last video, I had a sailboat, and I used only these 2 rules. I didn't use this rule, because all I did was use these rules and put them in a certain pattern and make them the shape I want to. So yeah, that's something to keep in mind. This 12 block push limit for the what's it called, the slime block flying machines. So I'm gonna show you these are examples of small flying machines that work, and these 2 and this one can work both ways. So these ones, they can go this way, and then they can go back this way. This one can't, but this one is only 4 blocks. So yeah, this is pretty small. So this is the first one. This is like super small. So as you can see, there are only 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 blocks that this thing has, and it's in a 4x4 area. So if you whichever place you want it to go, if you want it to go this way, you want it to go this way, you need to use your brain here, and you need to see which observer powers which piston. So if I want it to go this way right here, I'm gonna put obsidian right here, so it will stop and it won't go into this one. So if you want it to go in this way, you have to do this observer, because it will push this piston, and this piston will push there, and that will make this one extend and then pull it back, and it'll just keep doing it. So see? Yeah. So then if you want it to go the other way, you do the other observer, which powers the other piston. So yeah, this one is pretty much the same. Since yes, according to that rule, this pretty much works both ways. So if you give a block, if you make the observer detect a block update, then it will go that way, and you can make little conveyor belts with these. Yeah, so that worked both ways, so yeah, that's pretty cool. But this one, on the other hand, this one only goes one way, but it's very, very small, only 4 blocks, and it's in a 3x1 area. So as you can see, there are both of these rules are being applied, except there's only one slime block being used. So people in survival mode, if you guys want to build this is pretty much one of the easiest. But keep in mind, it only goes one way. So it's gonna go this way because, as you can see through the slime a little bit, this is a piston. This is sticky piston. So I'm gonna try it. See, it goes like that. So yeah, you can ride this thing like right here, but if you move to the side, you'll like automatically jump, and it'll like ruin everything. So yeah, that's a pretty cool design. So now let's move on to the vertical flying machines. So these are the rules of vertical flying machines. They're all these are both button mechanics as well. So when you're going up, you can make it go like that, because this redstone block right here is by powering this piston, and you also can use this. And as you can see, if you remember this and you go to my rocket ship over here, you can see that this rule is being applied to all of these pistons going up. And this design is actually quite simple. All you need to know is the rules, and you can shape any flying machine however you want to make it look really cool. So I made this a rocket ship. It kind of looks like a dead fish skeleton. That's why I call it the Spine Shuttle, and I call it Model 7 because this is the 7th time the test that I tried to make this, and this one works. So let's see. So now these are the ones that pull. So these ones both work the same. I would rather prefer you use this one other than this one, because this one requires another slime block, and you honestly don't need this slime block. So when you do it, it works exactly the same as these rules right here. So this is a very simple flying machine that is very similar to this, but it goes up. So if you want to make it stop, don't put an obsidian here. Put an obsidian here so you can have an area to make the observer go up. So I'm gonna do this right here, and as you can see, it goes up. But when I stop it, and I want it to go down, then I need to put an obsidian right here. If you want it to go down, you do this observer right here, and it goes down. So that's pretty cool. So this slime block machine is basically the exact same as this one, but on 2 sides. And as you can see on my rocket ship, this one in the middle has 4. Because I need lots of piston power to push all of this stuff right here. So as you can see, here's the observer rule for that one over there. I used it because, as you can see, I didn't use this design because that wastes lots of extra materials. So yeah, so this is also the same that works with that rule over there. So all you do is you do this, and it does that, and yeah, that's basically how you do it. It's just like this one, because you know how this rule is pretty much the same as this rule. Well, that rule is pretty much the same as that rule. So that's something to that's something to incorporate in one of your things if you're making like an elevator or something. I usually make elevators with the other flying machine design. I usually make elevators with this flying machine design because this is pretty much the easiest, but you can do however you want. And you can also experiment with all of this so you can make your own flying machines and not have to watch all of these other YouTubers do it. You can make your own. So let's move. This one is the same. This one is the same as this one right here. So it's basically the same. So you can ride in this one actually, but it's kind of hard to actually update this observer right here. And by the way, this is a sticky piston right here. These are both sticky pistons. If there's no sticky piston in here, this will not work. Like in test 6 of this one, this was the exact same design, except I didn't even put a sticky piston in here. Anyway, so I'm gonna show you how this works. So this actually goes pretty fast, and a trick. Okay, you know what? I'm tired of this. I'm just gonna do it for this long. So a trick if you want to travel in these instead of just standing, your best bet is a boat or a minecart, but boats are easier to use and you can easily turn in them while you're doing it. So what I did in my testing world was I just put a boat right here because I had nowhere else to put it that you could easily access it. So I put it in here, but it's not really that good. So I try to put it on the top, but you can't really see anything below you. You can just see yourself going up. That's pretty cool, but you can't really see all the beauty of it working. So that's why that's something to keep in mind. And also dispensers and chests you cannot move on a flying machine. So if I put a chest like right here, this will not work and this whole thing will break. That's why instead of using a chest, you always have to use a minecart and chest, but you have to push it from a rail. So let's see, if you want to do it like this, just put a rail here and you just push it like this, and there you go. And when it's moving, this minecart automatically like straightens out itself, so you don't really need to worry about it not looking pretty, like it's like angled a little bit. But that's a way that you can travel with resources. That's the only way you can do it. So let's see. So I'm gonna give this a go. So I got this using the structure block. So yeah. So let's hope this works. It's taking off, and it's working. Yeah, it's working. And this is some weird thing that I noticed, that only one piston pushes this, but it's fine. It still works. So I'm gonna put a boat. I'm gonna put a boat right here. Oh, shoot. Yeah, so I can see. As you can see, I'm passing the clouds, and there's not really much to see here. But anyway, so you probably understand. So this is basically the main like engine that's making all of this happen, and this is the pulling. So the pulling circuit, and this is the pushing one. So as you can see, it just goes up until it hits a build limit, which is right here since this one stopped. And wow, this is hell of a build. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Leave a like and subscribe for more YouTube videos, and I will see you guys later.